got 214. Let's go. I got this once I start. Here, guys, again, this is what I'm going over for everyone who just joined. I'll kind of blow this up for you guys real quick. This is what I'm going over. I'm going to go over my setup first. The 1 minute, 5 minute daily, how I use the daily for fresh momentum. How do I find stocks, which is pretty easy. Everyone should know. Trade ideas. So that's why it's flags, 1 minute versus 5, but mainly the 5 minute setups. When I lock in profits, when to add in for a bigger move, because there's multiple different type of flags to play. When I cut my trade Y, momentum equals volume. Volume creates patterns that pay. Playing micro or 1 minute pullbacks, and why I do not like playing the backside and chop. Diz. Hell yeah, Jimmy, you're welcome. Yeah, we're getting some momentum in the viewers. I love it. Let's go. I'm all in. I'm long. Hope you guys had a good weekend. And you guys have a great Sunday after this. Study this, use it, prepare for Monday. Alright, yeah, cool. I'll do that. I'll do that first. I'll talk about my journey, how I started. And actually, I'll start there right now. I'm gonna start. Alright. I know everyone knows me. I'm Mikey Underdog. Let's go, baby. When I started trading about 2 years ago. Didn't really get serious until about like a year and a half ago. And serious meaning like learning how to trade properly, learning how to read candlesticks, volume, um, taking advice from my boys, and really, digging into screen time, stuff like that. I started out with 5K, uh, worked my way up to 17, and I was like, man, I really want to day trade now. I mean, so when you're under the PDT rule, I had 3 trades per 5 business days. So I was basically going all in all the time, and I was either made some money or I cut it for a small loss. Um, did that until about 17, and then I just funded my account uh, over 25, and it was rocky, right? Still really didn't know too much what I was doing day trading wise. So I would hit a couple plays, and then I would go under PDT, have to fund it again, hit a couple plays, finally get away from it, and then size up too heavy, and then go back under PDT, and then refund it. And then eventually I stopped doing that. Um, I started to study the 5 minute chart. I found Warrior Trader. I saw him, saw how he traded, and I studied the 5 minute. I stepped back. I actually didn't trade for like 4 months. I was in RT, different Discord, and I was watching everybody's alerts, like as they typed them, like, hey, this is the alert, this is the alert. I saw it move, so I started studying it. Did it have news? Uh, was it on the gappers list? Stuff like that. And then I started to trade again. Small size, 100 shares at a time. The max was like 500 until I started being consistently profitable, right? And then I picked up a 5 minute strategy that I've just been using for over a year now, and that's playing 5 minute bull flags, 5 minute candles to make a new high, 5 minute 3 bars, and so on. And then eventually I just started sizing up. I started slapping 500 shares, then 1,000, then 15. If you look up here, this is my layout: 5, 15, 25, 5K, 10K, and just been consistently profitable ever since. So I'm going to go over my setup, right? This is what I use when I'm trading. I have a big 1-minute chart, a 5-minute, a daily chart. I have level 2 right here. I mainly use my active trader ladder right here for level 2, because if you see it, you see 1125 by 86, and over here on the ask, you'll see it again, 1125 by 86, and then 1117, which is down here, by 1. Sometimes this doesn't show up, so I have to look at level 2 right away just to see if where I'm in is showing strength with bids, if bidders are stepping up still. And then I have time and sales right here. Alright, now when I'm trading, everything is hotkeys. So if I'm right here, I click this, an order is going to go through. Oh, an order did not go through right there. Let me click the 5-minute. An order will go through, and I click it multiple times, and then I'm good to go. My 1-minute chart, I only have the 8 EMA, which is green. The blue is 20, VWAP, and then I have orb, right? Orb is opening range breakout. And when this does is it settles after the first 30 minutes of the high and the low. So it kind of gives you an idea where the high is and where the low is in the first 30 minutes. On my 5-minute chart, I have the same thing. The 5-minute 8, the 20, VWAP, and then orb again. And on the left, I have the daily. And the reason why I use this daily right here is because when I trade fresh momentum, right away, I look to see if there's a gap to fill, or I'll mark my lines out right away, like daily high levels. And I'm just getting ready for the day, gap fill, whatever the case may be. I'll go over some more on some of the setups that I see later. Let me clear that. Cool. So that's the daily. The daily, I only have the 200 EMA on there, but I do have the 200 EMA, the 50 SMAs, 200s and the 50s prices right here, so I have that on top of my head. But I just like the 200 EMA because it's either really good support or really big resistance, in my opinion. Something I just got from the VPA book I read. Make sure. Okay. So that's basically it. That's all I use to trade. I keep it real simple. Even sometimes when these things are not falling, these EMAs, I really don't pay too much attention to it because I'm really looking for the setup and the VPA that's on falling behind it. All right. Now, my favorite thing, as everyone knows, is playing these 5-minute bull flags. Why? Because once they properly set up, the risk right here is very clear, right? You want to see a nice, what we call a boner candle, right? You want to see that. That's igniting volume happening. You're going to see this candle right here. All the time, people are going to take profits. Anybody who played this, especially this 1-minute flag, and it starts to rip, people are going to want to lock in profits. That's fine. But what you want to see right here is this stair-stepping volume down. Because you got this ignition, you got even more buying pressure. Then it starts to pull back. Buyers are stepping up, and the candle closes. And you can kind of see this happen right here on the one. The next one that you want to see it pull back, and either it's going to tap the 8 or maybe even VWAP depending on where it is. But I like to see it tap the 8. And when this happens, guys, I start slapping the ask. Like, I'm buying the ask. Recently, I started doing market buys just because, like, if I hit the ask, I have to have my stuff clicked right here. If I hit my hotkeys and I don't get filled right away, it just leaves me. So lately, when it's the momentum starts to accelerate, I'm like slapping. I'm buying it on the market. just so I don't get left behind, right? Because I'm trying to add size. Once this happens and I buy this, I want to start seeing it go. You know, I want to start seeing this happen on the 1 minute. Once I take my 5-minute entry, which is pretty much here on the 1, right here on the 5, which is an 8 EMA 5-minute pullback, a proper pullback with descending volume, I want to start seeing this go. And as long as that goes and it's away from my average, I'm holding along. And the most important thing is right here is you want to see the first 5-minute candle make new high with volume. And this is exactly what you get right here. And it actually pulls back and now it bounces off of it. It's like perfect. That's what we want to see. And when this type of thing happens, my next level is right here. I want to see how this reacts to the top of the flagpole. And in this case, it busts right through it, and again, it bounces off it. It gives you that fresh 1 minute pullback. It pops up, gives you a 1 minute pullback, and then go ahead and goes again. At this area, guys, I usually scale half because, I mean, why wouldn't you, right? If you're entering under 12 bucks and it shoots up to 12.78, I mean, you made 78 cents per share. If you buy, let's just say 1,000 shares, you pretty much just locked in 780 bucks, you know, and I'll just use 1,000 throughout the day just because, you know, I know a lot of people can't slap 10,000 shares. So, you know, 1,000 shares. If you just locked in half, you just made pretty much 350, right? Once that happens, I'm looking at the one to see if we're getting any kill candles. And I mean like a million sell-off kill candle in here. If that doesn't happen, I'm holding my shares, and then I'm going to start averaging up into the next play. And OTRK set up a beautiful 1 minute flag if anybody missed this. And unfortunately, I missed this on Friday. It is what it is, right? I was freaking had 20,000 shares in ALZN, you know, scalping that as it was going. So it's 5-minute bull flag, low volume pullback, it rips. Once you see that, this is the type of setup. Once you look left and realize this has a gap to fill, and you're marking your daily levels and realizing that this is the areas that it needs to test to go higher for resistance wise. Once that happens, I have these lines always on my chart because I want to see it either act as resistance, or you know, where you get flush on, or if it breaks it and starts to bounce off it. And this is pretty much what it did at the 1278 level. It broke through it, people took profits, and then buyers stepped up again around this level, and then it made new highs. Once this happened, guys, I'm holding my position now. I used to sell really quick, oh, I'm locking in profits, but I started to do this religiously on the daily, because if it breaks this level and it doesn't act as heavy resistance, that means there's more room for it to go higher. There's more gas in the tank, right? And then I start to scale accordingly, right? I'm looking for $half, whole dollar breaks, $half to hold, whole dollars to hold, and stuff like that and so forth. Guys, I do not like playing the backside. Once this is done, I do not like playing this at all. I don't try to buy dips. I don't play this, period. This is the choppiness, the backside. You can try to play something like this, and, you know, of course it goes 11 to 12. Cool. It's just not my strategy. It does set up a nice 5-minute flag right here. You know, but I wouldn't size in as heavy as I was in the fresh momentum right here. 1 minute flag right here. I did play this, and I was able to bank on it. Same thing, guys. Nice volume, right? And you get decreasing. You get this stair stepping down, which you want to see in every type of flag. Ones that really pay, at least. Something I've seen over the years of trading now that really work. Another 1 minute flag, 8 EMA tap, and a flag breakout to new highs. These are money. I love these. These make sense, right? clear this real quick for you. You know, this right here, this pattern to me makes sense. You know, even this one, this is a 5-minute 3-bar play. This makes sense. I load these. I load the boat. The risk is clear, right? If you add right here and this doesn't hold, then you cut. It's easy. You just cut it. You start over. You know, maybe it needs a little bit more time to cool off, and then you start seeing buyers step up on the 1 minute so you can re-enter, right? Even if you played this right here, if you wanted to play the breakout of this first 5-minute candle to make a new high, something Warrior Trader does, which is fine. But you know, what do we do, guys? In the real ones, we get in early. That's the truth. We get in early. You can add right here and risk off the low of this candle. I prefer buying the dips, right? Because that's what we do. I don't play breakouts at all. I don't recommend it. I don't like it because you can get stuffed. You know, imagine if you played this flag breakout right here and it just didn't work. You bought it or anticipated it right here, bought it, and then got flushed on. You know, we're in right here and we're pretty much up a whole dollar. You know, that's beautiful. That's money. That's that she money. Let me see. All right. Same thing. I'm gonna pull up SAVA. Here goes another example. We played this on Friday. I don't know how many people did or didn't, but I played this. I know Bob played it. I don't know how many. I know a few people played it, right? Here goes. Once this thing actually like broke out, because I didn't play any of this. Here goes another. You get your igniting bars, right? This made a move, ran into the whole dollar, and started to pull back. The only reason why I played this was because of the VPA on this. This pulled back on such light volume. It stair stepped down, right? This got ignited with this much volume, and then pulled back right here. I entered it off the 8, right? And once it pulled back, I was like, I'll cut it if it breaks VWAP. But I had such high conviction in this because of this. This was what made me stay in the stock, and this would made me go long. I only had 1,500 shares of this, but we pretty much got almost 4 points, $4. I only locked in. I locked in about 2.5 points. I didn't get the full ride because I always sell half, right? I was really looking for the 94 break. It just didn't happen, but it was still a great trade. I want you to see this. This is, again, why I played this and was confident in it. I remember being on voice. I'm going to stay calm, collective. The VPA makes sense. And if this would have broke, it would have broke. I would have cut it, right? This started to flush more. I would have cut it and just took the loss and found the next setup. Let me see. Yeah, Bofo. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, please don't screw me. Please don't screw me. I had a couple examples too. I'll pull up DWAC here of when I played it. Let me just go through. I have a folder, guys, of all my trades, so I keep them up. I'm just going over to find the date. DWAC flag 1028. And you guys will notice after a while, I'm playing the same type of setups over and over and over again, and I'm just being patient for them, right? And you're gonna notice, look at this, beautiful 5-minute flag, right? And where this is setting up is so important for everything, right? We got orb right here, right? If you look left, this was the highs, pre-market highs, of this setup, and this is something I'm doing all the time. I'm marking my lines out, my charts are ready to go, and this was the high right here. And I want you guys to pay attention to this because this, I mean, it really means everything. Once this stock was pulling back, we have this igniting volume right here on the 5. It's pulling up. I mean, this buying pressure right here made it go all the way up, and now it's pulling back. People are taking profits. It's running into an area of resistance, pretty much the first high that it put in for the day. But look what happens right here. This is why I played DWAC as well, because of this right here. This is the low volume pullback that you want to see happen when you see a flag get created, right? You got the pull. Now it's pulling back, and then you got decreasing volume. And the best part about this one is when I'm trading, right, I'm looking up here in the corner. How much time is left in this 5-minute candle? How much time is left in this 1-minute candle? If I'm buying a micro pullback, and if it's a fresh 1 minute, I'm going to buy a micro pullback that's in the same candle, right? It just makes sense. You're not going to wait 60 seconds or 50 seconds for a 1-minute candle to rip and then just keep ripping. So if it does this micro pullback where, say this is the one, you know, this just ripped, it's a fresh 1-minute candle and it pulls back, that's a micro pullback in the same candle, right? So in this case right here, once this 5-minute candle was closing, you saw buyers step up, the 5-minute candle close, and then it started to rip, right? And let me see, I had this one here too, 1028. And this is what you want to see. The first 5-minute candle that to make a new high with igniting volume on the 1. Now once this happens, right, we're looking for this level, and now we're looking for orb to see how it reacts. And this thing just blew past it all. It even blew past levels to the left that were right here and yesterday's after hours. You know, it was just beautiful, right? Do I take profits right here? Yeah, absolutely. But in this case, you know, this is one of the cases where you want to take profits half. Always take half. Do this half thing. I recommend it, you know, just to get in the habit too, because if you take half profits right here, you can average up and look for more of the move. You know, that way you don't just sell everything and now you're looking for something right here. You can average up and then make more money. It's just something I recommend. That was DWAC's flag. Same VPA as OTRK. I'm just going over some of the plays that were fresh in last week. I have METX. This is a play that Thiz was on too. Let me see my picture. Get the date on this. It was 10/29. I'm reading chat, guys. I'm sorry, I'm not keeping up. I'm just spitting out a lot of information right now to keep the ball rolling. Go to 10/29. Cool. This is when we played METX, and that was a beautiful day. Okay. Here goes another flag for METX, right? As a penny stock. This is your 5-minute flag, right? And where this was setting up is super important. If you kind of look at what I just showed you on DWAC, this happened right here. So guys, when I see these things happen, I get so confident and I just start loading the boat. If I lose on a setup like this, it's fine. But again, once I enter a trade, if I don't see the volume starting to shift sides, meaning it's increasing, the bulls are taking charge, I usually cut it and I'll re-enter on strength or a micro pullback. Same setup, guys. Beautiful. 5-minute flag pops up over VWAP, you guys are always going to see this. People are taking profits, which is fine. Anybody who played this, I don't know what it is, to be honest. But whatever it was, maybe it was lows. They're bouncing off lows. Okay, I can see that. Respecting lows. People, loaded the boat or played it. People are going to start taking profits because why? It's running into this area, and it's people are going to take profits. It's like us playing a 5-minute flag and shaving some from here to here. But in this case, look at the VPA again, stair stepping down. I mean, you guys hear me in chat all the time. This is what I look for in 1-minute flags and 5-minute flags. Now, do I load the boat on 1-minute flags? Not really. Do I load the boat on 5-minute flags? Absolutely. Right? And this is what we're looking for right here on this setup. 1045. Let's go to 1045. This is the setup on the 5. Nice 5-minute flag. It pulls back. It taps the 8 and VWAP. So that's like, a double whammy for us. It's bouncing off the 8 and it's bouncing off VWAP. And it's setting up to make new highs or test new highs. Orb. Wherever it made new highs that day. Bounces off VWAP. And the first candle to make a new high is actually both of these candles. And this is what you see. You get this igniting volume. It breaks through. And of course, it sells off, bounces off the 20, and starts to continue. If you would have loaded this, right, and just scalped it for, the break of this area right here, you pretty much got in and you almost made like 4 cents, and like you're loading up 100, 200,000 shares in this case, or and if you're not 10,000, 5,000, you're just kind of getting used to it, right? It's a cheaper stock. Even if you don't, and you're buying this and still trading it where you're anticipating it to break out, you're looking at the 1 and you're kind of like, all right, I'm going to play this, and you start to take profits up here because we get a tweezer top. The momentum's starting to shift. In this case, everybody was looking for dips on this name, and it just had a lot of strength. That's another 5-minute flag. Looking for another one, guys. Bear with me. I know I had one on BKKT as well. Look at chat. Thanks, Bofo, for answering questions. Sorry, guys. It's hard to look at the chat. Yeah, Momo. Yeah, I'll share my my setup with you guys. Looking at the chat, looking at the chat on Twitter too. Let's go. I'm gonna keep going over some setups. Yeah, I'll post my layout for you guys. I had a bunch of people ask me for it SM2 in private chats. Ooh, I like this one too. Same thing. Here goes a different one actually. I wanted to go over this KAVL, right? On 1019. And this one, I have guys, this is what I do, right? And I want you guys to get into the habit of this because this is how I play momentum. As soon as I see something start to break out, marking daily levels. And I do this because I want to see again, how is it reacting? Let me clear this. Let me go to 1019 on here, if it'll let me. Perfect. Okay. Here goes a flag that attempted to work, right? It rips, it pulls back, it bounces off VWAP, which is perfect. When this was happening, the VPA on this was actually a little bit lower. It wasn't like this. So this is still a great trade to actually take. You want to try to get in as close as you can to the bottom. And then what you're looking for is, again, the first 5-minute candle to make a new high on the 1 minute, which it kind of does. Where is it? Right here. 10-10. 10-10. It's okay, right? If you play this right here, guys, and you get in like under 219 and it starts to break out and it doesn't break out all the way up here, this is still trading a 5-minute flag and anticipating to break out. So when you see something like this and it starts to make a 1-minute tweezer top, I love tweezer tops, tweezer bottoms, right? Tweezer tops, a good sign of reversal that it's going to go to the downside. It's starting to get stuffed. A tweezer bottom, a good sign that things are holding its price and are going to start reversing to the upside, right? The bulls are now in charge right here. The bears are in charge. Why? Because they're trying to stuff this in an area where it just made new highs. In this case right here, same setup. The VPA early, I remember that the VPA was perfect. It was low volume pullback. Buyers started to step up. So that's why this has a lot of volume right here. If you guys ever hear this say, just because it's a red candle with a lot of volume, it doesn't mean it's bad. You got to see how the candle opened. As soon as this candle opened, it pretty much dipped down. The buyer stepped up and then it closed. So this scenario, buyer stepped up. So this is a good volume on this candle. And in order to know that, you have to see how it opened and actually played out. And you can kind of read it right here, right? It's red only because it closed underneath where it opened. Doesn't mean it's bad. So in this scenario, you're getting in over here in VWAP and you're holding, anticipating it breaking out. Once this doesn't happen, you take your gains, right? If you bought in under 20 or at 20, this is pretty much a solid 18-cent scalp. You do it on size and you do this over and over and over again, you guys will stay consistently profitable. And I mean that because I do it all the time. Now, as this starts to go left, or right, sorry, it's setting up another 5-minute flag in an area. It looks like, wow, look at this shit. It looks like DWAC. It looks like the other one, ORTK, or the METX flag, right? This is setting up into an area where potentially it wants to make new highs or actually break out for new highs, right? And this particular one, once this opened, it flushed down and buyers stepped up immediately. When I play flags like this in this scenario, I'm always looking left, but I'm still looking to take profits around this area and hold for a bigger move. And this one got stuffed, right? This one got stuffed, but once it got stuffed, this is what you call a larger 5-minute flag setting up. This is not one of those 3 bars, right? 1, 2, 3, breaks out. This particular stock, it just needed one thing. It needed more time. It needed to cool off. In this case, this 5-minute flag was respecting VWAP. Still on all lower volume. Other than this right here, this got pretty stuffed. You would have to look at the 1 minute, right? And this is what you're doing right here. You're looking left, looking for 1-minute setups. This gave us a nice 1-minute flag for the potential break of new highs or orb. When you're playing these, I'm always looking for half whole dollars, right? Once you're inside this setup, you're looking for the 250 break. Now at this point, this is a 1-minute flag gearing up for the 250 break. These are the 1-minute setups that I like to play. If you guys don't know too, if you have TOS, if you kind of click this and push it up down, you can actually focus in on one area rather than having your charts all squinted or too long. You know, you can go like this up and down too. So where this is a flag right here to me. Nice pop, pulls back, sets up, and breaks out. Again, VPA. Look at this, like it's magic. pops up on nice volume, pulls back on lighter volume, and this is good volume because buyers are stepping up. The candle closes, it pulls back for a second, pops up, needs a little bit more time, and as soon as it opens up, it rips for new highs. Look at this stair step down. This is why I'm interested, and this is why in areas like this, I'm willing to play with larger size. Again, do I slap, huge size right here? Not really, but do I slap huge size right here on the 5-minute? Absolutely. It's just, because if some people try to don't assume that we're buying right here and then we're selling right here too on the 1-minute. This only happens on the 5-minute, and why do I say it happens on the 5-minute or where it's setting up is because there's more room right here. If we're buying this pullback and we're looking for new highs, or even right here, this gives us more room. If you guys buy a 1-minute flag and try to sell it for 5 cents, it ruins the whole play. Like if everyone starts dumping right here, it ruins the whole play for a potential new highs or daily level breakouts, wherever the case may be. Looking over the stuff, guys. Got 273 people. I'm hyped. Guys, this is recorded, so if you're late, so Mikey. Now, let me see. So Mikey, are you not concerned about the wicks at the top of the candles with high volume? Oh, where are you referring to? Maybe something right here on the 5? OLB. What time frame for OLB? I think we actually just played that too. Hold on. OLB. When was it? Was it on the second BOFO? Yeah. There's another one, OPAD too. I can go over. Yeah, guys, there's so many I can go over with you. 916. Well, I'll go over that one with you guys too. Yeah, 11-2. Yeah. This is definitely another 5-minute flag right here. I'm trying to see when. I just want to make sure that where I traded it was where I traded it. Okay, cool. Alright, this is one spot where I traded it, was right here. Guys, again, look where this is setting up. This is a 5-minute flag right here. Setting up with good VPA. It is decreasing. It's a little bit. It's not, like the other ones, but it's still here. We took this trade, but the only thing that happened with this one is this dip below, right? When this happens, guys, I stop out right away. And I got stopped out, and then I just re-added. And when I re-added was when I re-added is when I see the 1-minute start the social tank. I stop out just because if this is going to start breaking down more, it doesn't look like a 5-minute flag to me anymore. So it broke view out. I stopped out, but right away I slapped it instantly. I just hit my hotkeys and I slapped it and anticipated this breakout right here, 920s. And the best part about this is once this breaks 920s, now we're looking for that $half break. 950s. Once 950 breaks, now we're looking for 10, 1050, 11, and so forth. That's how I'm trading momentum, looking for half whole dollar breaks with volume. This is a great flag setup right here. It's one of those that did you a quick fake out, but buyer stepped up and it broke out. I'm trying to see Bofo. I don't think I traded it anywhere else. Bob, I just saw that. You're funny. No, guys, this is free, man. And the biggest thing I look for too is when I'm playing these flag setups, I want to see increasing volume on the one, right? Look at this. Look what happens on OLB. I mean, this thing starts to go parabolic, right? I mean, it goes from entry $8 all the way to 12.27. That's beautiful, right? Beautiful. It's money. It doesn't get better than that. And when you do this, right? When you when you're playing a flag setup that's setting up like this after it's made higher lows or whatever you tell yourself to make you feel better, we're looking for high daybreak, right? 920 is where it got stuffed. That's what we're looking for. And if you see this on the one, it just breaks right through it. And look at the first proper 1 minute pullback we get. I talk about this all the time. It's right here on highs, 920. So if you missed something like this, you're looking for the first proper 1 minute pullback, and this is it. It bounces off where it just had a hard time breaking out of. That's your first proper 1 minute pullback. Something that you want to look for too. Something I look for all the time. Let me see. I want to go over. Here goes another one that just like when I tell you guys like I do this all the time, I literally do this all the time. And there's gonna be some days too where things are just not setting up right. You're not seeing this 916. You're not seeing these, so you don't hit the gas. You don't have to trade every single day. Monday, Tuesday, I was up like 30K. You don't need to trade anymore for the rest of the week or even the month if that's that's what it really takes to tell yourself like I don't want to trade unless I see this setup. OPAD. So I mean, guys, this one's set up. This is beautiful, and I think I was mentioning this too that day. You got a 5 minute flag, another 5 minute flag. You have another 5 minute flag right here, and look at the VPA on this, guys. This pops up, it pulls back on light volume. This pops up, it gets stuffed right here, which is kind of iffy, but it holds up and then breaks out again. So it's pretty much holding this level right here. But this is the ones that I want you guys to really focus on right here. This pops up, it pulls back on lighter volume, and then it starts to break out where it's setting up. VWAP, the 8 EMA. If this would have pulled back more, that would have been perfectly fine. But look where it bounces off of. This is pre-market, guys. I'm telling you, pre-market, when things break out, look for the 5 minute candles and look for the high, and you guys are gonna notice that they are bouncing off of them. This. I mean, I call this out in chat all the time now, right? I'm posting pictures like, hey, look for this level to bounce. Look for this level to bounce. Did it with SAVA. It dipped a little bit below, but in that scenario, the VPA was there. I wish this would have been. Let me see if I can. Here we go. There we go, guys. That's a lot better. This pops up. It pulls back on lighter volume. If you look at this is a lighter volume play too, but this is the VPA that you want to see regardless of any situation. And then it breaks out, and now you're looking for, in this scenario, you're looking for the whole dollar hold, which is perfect. That's exactly what it did. So again, where it's setting up and how it's setting up is going to make all the perfect sense of why you're going to play these, in my opinion at least. And then it breaks out. Now this is where we played it open market too, and where I made bank on this. Look where this is setting up again. Again, if you look at the DWAC, pretty much almost all the flags that I went over, METX, BKKT, I don't know if I went over that one yet, but mainly the ones that I went over in voice already or in stream. This pulls back, like who's playing this? I don't know. I don't play this stuff, but this is where I play and this is where the money is to me. Once this breaks, it pulls back. Look at the VPA again. This is money, guys. If you guys just saw about 2 or 3 setups a day on this throughout the whole day, I guarantee you, even if 2 of them work, you are going to be consistently profitable every day. I don't care what anybody says. I've been doing it. I backtracked this for a whole year, and it can be this simple. Look for these patterns. Look where it sets up. Look at the low volume pullback, and then look where it's setting up to break. We're looking for these levels. And again, as I'm trading, I have levels right here, 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 and even right here, even though it's so close. And I'm looking for this to break out. Let me see. I don't think I can get 916. No. The 1 minute chart only goes back 30 days. So weird, right? Perfect 5 minute flag breakout. You know, again, a stock like this, trading in this type of price range, if you're getting in below 1550, it shoots up a whole dollar, you best believe I'm taking profit right here. And then I'm going to go look at the 1 minute, which I can't show you, to see how it's reacting, right? This breaks up, it pulls back. It probably gave us a nice proper 1 minute pullback, and then it made new highs. Because look where this is setting up. This is a potential spot to squeeze out the bears. And as longs, we're trying to squeeze out the bears. If we squeeze out the bears, we're going to get a bigger squeeze, more momentum, and there's more money to be made on the bullish end. This is where I start to get a little iffy, right? This is starting maybe to seem like the backside, but look what this does right here. Sets up a nice 5 minute flag. Above orb, opening range breakout. The VPA is here. We have igniting volume. The VPA is here. This one's kind of similar to the other one that I just showed you where I cut it and you would re-add into. You know, I will play the same stock that has volume and momentum over and over and over again until, you know, I start to see this stuff. And once I see this, guys, I'm not really interested in playing any of this crap. You know, yeah, this is setting up. This actually is another 5 minute flag, but this is the backside. I don't want to give gains on where I loaded the boat right here and made, you know, 2-3 points off of it. You know, it just doesn't make sense. But if it does make sense and it's setting up and it's giving us a proper, you know, 5 minute setup. See right here, the VPA to me wasn't, you know, where I'm 100% confident. So, you know, unfortunately, like, you're going to miss the boats or, you know, miss the run up. That's fine though, right? Because you just nailed this trade, you know, once or twice. Once pre-market and then the second time open market. You don't need to keep trading it to try to squeeze every single dollar. Say you made, for most people or some people, right? Say you made $100, $200 for it. Like, you got to be grateful for playing this setup. Let me change this. Sorry, guys. For playing this setup right here and actually playing a nice squeeze play like this broke out beautifully, right? And the same thing right here again. I know I'm repeating myself, but I want you guys to see this. Once this 5 minute candle closes, you want to see on the 1 minute ramping volume just start to break out, and that's exactly what you have right here. You know, I'm looking at time and sales, and I'm making sure that I don't see any like heavy selling or big fat orders that are like, oh shit, I'm getting out of it. You know, I'm looking at level 2. I want to see buyers continually step up and the tape just speeding green. Like, I want to see green, 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 green. I want to see big prints. I want to see, you know, the bears or anybody who's getting, you know, squeezed. You'll see that too on there. Big orders going through. People covering, stuff like that. Going through chat. Okay. Okay. So guys, how I trade these things pre-market, I really do it the same to open market, but I buy the ask, right? This is what you see me do, is I buy the ask, and then I sell into the bids, right? Because what I'm looking for is, say there's a big wall right here, and you got in, I don't know, say you got in at like 715, now we're at 785. There's a big wall right here, and I see a bidder step up. I like, I'm selling into the bid. I have my hotkey set up. I buy the ask and I sell into the bid. And I usually never get the full amount of the run, which is perfectly fine because I learned that I can play these setups over and over and over again now with size. You know, I take size, I scale into the bids, I lock in profits, and then I can start looking for a bigger run or potentially averaging up for a bigger move. Yeah, so, and then lately, open market, um, I'll just dump the market, I'll sell the market, but I still lock in as the move goes up. I still lock into the bid because you'll notice, like, if you guys really start trying this, once you sell into the bids, it's like instant profit, instant profit. Buyers are stepping up right here, and we entered low, and buyers, say if any buyers step up here, we're up $1. Like, lock in your gains, guys. That's a whole dollar. You know, eventually when you start building up your accounts and you're trading with size, like if you take 5,000 shares and you just scale 2,500, you just locked in 25K or 2,500, sorry, instantly. And then you can look for more by what? By paying attention to the 1 minute. You know, the best thing that happens right here is, which we've seen this, is even like Bofo mentioned it, do a 5 minute flag setup and then a 1 minute flag setup right after that. That's what I'm holding for a bigger move. You know, looking at chat screen. Yeah, yep. Uh, BJT, yeah, yep. Same thing me. Like I try to get filled in the ass, never works, and then all of a sudden it tanks what 10, 15, 20 cents, and I'm like, damn. I just saw my P&L like be up. Let's just say I'm trying to use small numbers, right, for everyone. $500, and all of a sudden I didn't get filled in the ask, or I didn't market sell right away. And even if you did, you get slippage, and now like I just had an A plus setup. I was up 500, and now I'm up 180 bucks, $200. That's why when I see my P&L jump, I'm like immediately selling to the bids, locking my profits. I hate taking trades now where like I'm up a significant amount of money and then all of a sudden like either get greedy or I want more and then it pulls back and now I'm up a little bit and I'm like, damn, damn. The wall. How do you know someone's sold at the market? What do you mean? I don't think you really know like who's selling into the market, into the bids. It's just all gonna be like kind of like one number on time and sales. Or so okay, if you see a bidder right here, right? Oh, this is a great example. If you see a big bidder right here, and the asks are right here, and no one's really going into it, you'll see this number go down. So obviously everyone's selling into the bids, and there'll be a lot of times where we take trades, and we're long because there's a big bidder stepping up right here, and guys like I'll sell into the bid immediately if it starts to like flush. Like why let a big bid who's supporting the price, the bid, bidders are stepping up and see it just tank and then go from 784 to 750 and you just lost 30 cents per share, you know. Okay, how many tickers I'm watching? I'll show you guys. Hold on, let me just look at something real quick. I know I had like, there's so many examples I can show you guys. If you guys are new to trading or you guys even want to back test this, I'm telling you, build a folder, right? Dude, everyone, Thiz got me into this. Like, build a portfolio, build a folder, build a folder. It's going to pay off. Track your trades, track your trades. Because once you're done trading, you get to go back and you get to look like, where did I mess up? Where can I improve on? Where can I get better? Right? And this is exactly what I did with these 5-minute flags, like perfect 8 EMA taps and so forth. And again, guys, when I cut my trades and why, if I'm playing these bullish setups and they start breaking down, right? If you're just OPAD, for example, if this starts to pull back more and you see it start to like flush, do something like this, I'm no longer playing this because it might not look like a 5-minute flag setup. Same thing with a 1-minute. You know, if you see a 1-minute flag and it pops up and pulls back and it doesn't show that kind of flag look, I just cut the trade and move on. Let me pull this over. So guys, this is my rate monitor. I always have 5 stocks on watch. These are set at 5-minute. Open market from like 9 to 9:30. I have them all set up at the 1-minute. Looking for 1-minute setups, micro pullbacks, or quick squeezes for scalp opportunities. After about like an hour, I'll switch everything to the 5-minute just to look for 5-minute setups, right? 5-minute flags, so SAVA, anything that's setting up a 5-minute bull flag, or if I even see something set up and it's pulling back on light volume, just depends. But I'll usually try to look for these 5-minute setups because the risk is clear, the entries are point blank, and even where you want to exit, it's right in front of your face, right? The 1-minute, I've seen the 1-minute fake so many people out, it's like drives me crazy. I don't like looking at the 1-minute sometimes. I only look at the 1-minute once I'm in a stock, and then I'm looking for continued strength or those kill candles, right? Okay, another thing, guys. When I'm playing momentum, and I caught myself doing this yesterday, right? It doesn't matter what stock it was. I played a stock, I bought like too many shares, like almost 9,000 shares, but there was no volume. The setup was there. Guys, do not play these setups with no volume. They just don't work out. And you might catch 1 or 2, cool, right? But I just showed you guys like 5 or 6 examples of them actually working with volume, right? I play stocks that have a catalyst, are on the gappers list, or for day 2 or day 3 continuation the most. So if something's in trend, these setups 9 times out of 10, like 98% of the time, will work if they have volume, if they have a catalyst, or if it's gearing up for a daily breakout, if there's a gap to fill and all eyes are on it, right? You don't do this with a sympathy play. You don't do this with stocks with no volume. I know this setup looks great. The setup looks beautiful. It even might have a low volume pullback. But if there's no eyes on it, there's just no eyes on it. There's no volume to push it up higher, right? We need buyers to step up. We need momentum. We need volume. That's how they work. It doesn't work when the stock doesn't have news or, it's moving up a little bit, because if everyone slaps a 5-minute flag with size, or just say, right, there's 10,000 people in our chat or in group or in Discord, and then some days we get 1,000, 500. If we have 500 people slap 1,000 shares, and then there's no momentum behind it, and then start dumping, we're all getting fucked. Everybody's just getting, shitted on. That's why I really like playing these when there's overall momentum and stuff like that. BBBY, I had this on my watch list because this is one of the stocks I want to go over. Guys, BBBY set up a beautiful 1-minute flag, and the reason why I played this, for one, it's set up 2 things. It set up a nice 1-minute flag, and then it set up a beautiful 5-minute flag. Look at the VP on this, guys. It doesn't get better than this. Like, this thing rips, right? Why? Because it had news. It had news. Everyone was trading this before. It was starting. If you look at the daily, let me pull it up. If you look at the daily, this thing was starting to be in trend, and then it was looking for this other news, and then it didn't happen, and then it pulled back, and then I did get news. So again, this is your first 1-minute flag, proper pullback with decreasing volume. Guys, when you see this right here, right, look at this. Okay, this is 416,000 volume. Look at the move up. It was over 1.5 million. Who cares? Like, people are gonna take profits, right? You know, it's just inevitable. People are, whoever played this right here or traded this based off the news, who slapped the news alert, they're gonna take profits, right? They're just slapping news alerts. This shit happens all the time, right? I do it sometimes. Other people do it. We slap news. You know, do I recommend doing it with size? No. Lotto size, sure. But if you wait for something like this to set up and give you a proper 1 minute pullback, which it did, and this is a nice 1 minute bull flag on lower volume, it's going to pay out way more than just slapping shit to slap it. Slap people's alerts, you know, whatever the case is, Twitter stuff, whatever, you know. Once this happened and it broke out, look at this beautiful 5 minute flag setup it gave us. And the best thing it did was something I go over. Look, it bounced off the first 5 minute candle making the igniting. The first 5 minute candle that ignited, it bounced off that level perfectly twice, pretty much 3 times. You know, look at the volume profile. So this right here, I was like, cool. You know, look at this 5 minute setup. It went up pretty much on 3, 4, 5, 6 million volume, and it dumped 1 million. Whatever. Like, and if you look at this 5 minute candle, you want to look at the battle that happened in between it. Like, yeah, people took profits, cool. Buyers stepped up, people took profits, and then the volume decreased immediately. Everybody who like got in right here, who was just scalping whatever was going on, it died out. And what we're looking for is the new 5 minute candle to actually open up. We're looking at the time. Time is important for these setups, guys. Once a new 5 minute candle opens, you want to see this happen on the 1 minute. So you got a beautiful 5 minute flag, perfect VPA. Like, I don't care what you say. If this stock, if this setup is happening on a dollar stock, on a $2 stock, on a $20 stock, now SAVA was in the 80s, 90s. I'm playing these guys, you know. And if you don't have the capital, that's fine. Play with 100 shares. Play with 50. Get into the habit of playing these bullish momentum patterns that actually make sense, right? And what I mean by make sense is has volume and has news. That makes sense to play this right here. You know, I don't care what the price of this stock anymore. If I play by my rules, my discipline, I'm waiting for a proper 5 minute pullback. I'm waiting for low volume pullbacks. I'm slapping it, right? That's exactly what this thing does. It did. Let's see. And then right here, here goes another 1 minute flag right here. Look at the VPA on this, guys. This is beautiful. Like, it looks extended, sure. And if I actually look at this right here, this is the first 5 minute candle. It pulls back and then rips. And this is, I think I actually said this to Herv that day too. I was like, look at it, this thing ripped. And look at the pullback it gave us, right? This whole move down, the candle closes, it opens, pulls back again. So this thing made a huge move and it gave us a proper pullback. And the best part about this right here, when I see this on the 5, I look at the 1 and it set up another 1 minute flag. And it broke out to make new highs. You know, it doesn't get better than that, guys. You know, and when you see this happening, you have to just slap it. You know, in order, you know, to make these plays actually work for you over and over and over again, is you have to expose yourself to them. And that's what I've been doing now for a long time. That's why you hear me. I say I'm already in my entry. You're like, how the hell did you get in that? Well, dude, I saw the setup. I anticipate this breaking out, right? And I'm already in. You know, I don't hesitate, and then I don't hesitate to cut my position either. You know, I've been there, guys. I don't know if any of you guys been there, but I've been that person who was stuck like a deer looking at headlights. Like, oh shit! Like my biggest loss so far in one play was like 6,700, and I got in. I had size, and all of a sudden I look at my P&L and I'm like down 1,000, and then I'm down 2,000, and then I'm like, come on, man, I know you can go up, you can do it. Like, you know, you get into that. I hope this goes up. I hope this goes up. you know, and then next thing you know, I'm down like 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I was like, holy shit, and then I finally sold it, and then like, you know, you're sick to your stomach, you're like, damn, I could have took $1,000 loss, now I just took a $6,000 loss, you know, now, like, you know, to this date, like, you know, 11/8/2021, I enter a trade, the shit doesn't go my way, I cut it immediately. I don't even think. I'm like, I'll just re-enter it on a bullish momentum setup or anything with momentum. Let me see, guys, Bofo, Dev, I appreciate you guys. See this. Appreciate you, Diz. I don't know if he's still here, man. Bofo, I appreciate you. You guys, like, do you want to show an example of a flag that broke down? Yeah. Hold on, let me go to my folder. I know I had some fail ones. Hold on. Okay, perfect. And actually, I'll show you why this one actually failed too. WTRH, 1013. This is why I love tracking my trades, because, you know, here goes, actually, this set up 2 beautiful 5-minute flags here that day. Here goes a big move. It pulls back. Look at the VPA, guys. It starts to die down. It bounces off VWAP, you know, and in this case, it's making higher lows. So that's something you guys need to consider, like when you're trading after a while. You're looking for bullish setups, things that make sense. You know, this thing made such a huge move, so if this continues to pull back, that's fine. You know, the flag is still intact. The VPA is there. Again, another 5-minute flag set up. Look at the decreasing volume, and then it breaks out. But here goes a flag that failed, right? The VPA was there, but here's the problem. When you see a flag like this, look how extended it is. This is 1, 2, this is the 3rd flag. After a while, guys, things are going to get exhausted. The bears are going to start stepping up even harder because this thing made such a big move. And now it's time, you know, for the bears to actually win. You know, there's 2 sides of the coins, bears, bulls. You know, this is, in this case, this is where our flag failed. Let me see if I can get it on the 1013. Sweet. Okay. Here goes your 5-minute flag setup right here. This is where it's pulling back, and this is where it fails. It gets stuffed. Right here. This pulls back, it gets stuffed on higher volume, and then it gets stuffed even more on higher volume. This is, I don't like to play these guys. Like, I don't even play 1-minute flags that are like, if this was set up a 1-minute flag up here, I would have not played it. It's just, it's too extended for me. I'm getting to the point in my trading career where it's like, if I can't slap a certain amount of size and I don't have the confidence for it, then I'm not doing it. You know, this already broke out of 2 flags, so here's a perfect example of a 3rd flag failing because it's super extended. It was probably going into some daily levels. I got lines all over my charts. I love it because it's just a good habit. This was the flag that failed too, but whatever. But yeah. Buffo, was that good? I'm trying to see other flags. I'll be honest, I haven't had a lot of flag fails in a while. Let's see. Okay, cool. Good one. Yeah. So guys, again, I won't play these setups that are super extended, that already broken out multiple times. Here goes just, you know, 1013 CRXT. I love this stuff, guys, just because I worked so hard at like finding this and seeing it work over and over and over again. And you know, here goes another. Here goes a 5-minute 3 bar, which is kind of hard to engage, is because if you look at the volume right here, you kind of want to see a knighting bar and then a lower volume pullback. So it's kind of hard to play this one, but what do we get? A beautiful 5-minute flag. And what does it do? It taps to 8 and VWAP again, and it pretty much almost bounces off this high right here where it initially broke out of. Low volume pullback, and then actually breaks out for a huge run. And I remember this because I scalped it and then I played on the long side again. Here goes a nice 1-minute flag right here. If you missed this play, you could have gone in at any. Here goes a flag right here. These are flags, guys. You know, this pops up. Look at the volume decrease right here. Beautiful. Pops up. It gives us a pullback. This is going to be your pullback right here. And this is a perfect spot for it to pull back. And then to go long. This is another one. When I see this, guys, because I know a lot of people ask, like, hey, what do you think about this upper wick? Guys, people are going to take profits. You know, look where this thing broke out of, right here. Once this thing broke out of, people are going to take profits. Like, anybody who got in right here and sold it for 60, 70 cents, like, why wouldn't you do that? You know, say this stock, I mean, say you're trading this, and it looks like this right here in the corner. You know, like this right here. Like, you played this setup, the stock ripped, and you got in over here, and then you just made 60 cents. You know, eventually 5,000 shares is 2,500 bucks. 10,000 shares, that's 5 grand. 1,000 shares, that's 500 bucks. You know, 500 bucks, that's 250. You know, you guys don't need to like look at a lot of us traders who are slapping sides like this. You need to look at the bigger picture of being consistently profitable, and some people only need to make a few hundred bucks a day to live a better life, right? You know, that's why we're doing this, guys. We're here to change lives. Like, when I heard Bob talk about that shit, like, I took that shit personally. Like, I was like, you know what? I'm game. You know, this got me in here. We did this big shift to be surrounded by more traders who have experience. That personally, since I've been here, I've gotten so much better because of that. The exposure, right? We want to, you know, let people know, like, we've been through it. We're doing this so you guys can do it too. You have to trade discipline. You have to trade with a plan. So this is what we're going over. This is what I'm going over right here. This is the plans. This is how I trade them. This is how I execute them. And this is how I make my money every day, you know. Unfortunately, I do it in Japan, so I stay up all night and then I work all day, but it's cool. It'll be worth it, you know. um, yeah, so if you're playing this, you know, candle by candle, something, you know, another trader, I forgot whatever his name was, that kind of goes over that. But people are taking profits, but look where this bounces off of a beautiful 1-minute flag. This is the whole flagpole. This is it pulling back, and it bounces off the previous high. You know, almost to the T. I know my line's not perfect, but if I was going to remove that and actually make it perfect right there, look at that. It literally bounced right off it. So when you're taking a 1-minute flag like this and you see this type of setup happen, this is what you need to keep in mind. Every pre-market, guys, that's what I do, and that's where I'm literally getting the perfect entries in. I'm going to go over ALZN too, because that one was crazy. But there was 2 beautiful setups on that, and you know, I was able to actually make some money. I was very red that day, and I was slapping that stock with like 20K size and scalping it over and over again, until it failed and broke down. But I was green by then. Again, where it's set up, you know, it makes this all the perfect sense and why you want to trade it. You know, let me see. What do I do for work? I'm in the military, guys. I live in Japan. I'm in the military. I'm almost out, and I can't wait. But yeah, I work during the day here, and then I trade at night, which I'm very grateful for. And this is why, like, I want to get back. I was able to learn the market, which a lot of people can't because they're working full time. You know, they got other things going on, so I was able to sacrifice my sleep and trade at night. And now I just like all I do is I can't wait to, you know, I can't wait for the sun to go down so I can start doing the stuff I love. So this is me giving back, you know, the best way I can to help as many people as I can. Going over some other stuff. Let me see. Trying to find a flag that sets up and we don't look for the big pop. Okay, it might have been actually life. No. But again, like I'm just gonna show this to you guys because I mean 913. Where was it? Right here. There goes a beautiful flag, right? Something that got super extended. It didn't pull back. Once it finally started to do it, look at the VPA. Like guys, like I really do this, okay? Like guys, this is money, you know, and this is a perfect risk off. Like well, look where this is setting up. Above orb, you know, above an area where it broke out of, right? High day, pretty much. It's set up right here. It's bouncing off the 8 and the previous high, pretty much orb. Low volume pullback and then rips. You know, this is one of those two, like, you have to engage on the 1 minute to really see what's going on. And then after that, you want to see levels hold and stuff like that. But it's just another example of a 5 minute flag setting up with VPA on it. Yeah, I thought you didn't. Yeah, guys. Yeah, I probably during the week I probably get like a couple hours of sleep, 3 or 4 hours. You know, it's worth it, guys. And I'll be honest with you guys, like I am insane over this stuff. Like I eat, sleep, you know, and shit this stuff. And I mean that like, you know, like I'm in like all I do is I think about this. I think about how to get better and better and better. And then when I'm trading, it's just like becomes natural now, you know. I don't like playing the backside of moves. I don't like playing the chop. You know, I wait for volume to come in. You know, it's so much easier to trade setups that have volume than to play something that doesn't have volume because the biggest question you guys need to keep asking yourself is if you're buying this stock or stock, if you're going to buy this stock, are you going to play with size? And if you're not going to play with size, why are you even trading it, right? Because we're here for one thing, we're here to make money, you know. If you're just going to slap it to slap it, like, oh, all right, I'm going to buy 100 shares, and this is, I'm talking about like if you're, you know, getting more experienced and, you know, you're there, you're starting to be profitable. Once you start becoming profitable, like, are you going to slap that with 5,000 shares or 500? Does it make sense to really do something like that? You know, expose yourself for a loss? No, you know, this is why being patient, discipline is where, you know, the key is going to be happening. You know, if this happened right here, 913, I don't think I can go, I wish I can go back. No, I can't. It's just a setup that I took and I saved. You know, when you see something like this in the five guys, you have to look for a 1 minute setup because there is no proper 5 minute setup right here. You know, you could have bought this right here, first candle that dipped. If you were watching the time up here, you know, if this was a 5 minute candle that just closed and it just ignited at the last 5 minutes, absolutely. First candle that pulls back, I'm buying that first 5 minute pullback, and then I'm looking at the one. Okay, if you have a small account, okay. So if you have a small account and you're trying to build it, and eventually you're going to become a day trader, full-time day trader, then I would still take these trades and lock in your gains. But what you're gonna do is I don't remember if you can, once you sell it, if you sell it again, does that count as 2-day trades? Like if you buy 1,000 shares, you sell 500, and you sell the other 500, does that count? But the bigger picture is if you get into the habit of trading like this, once you're over the PDT rule, guys, it's just gonna click for you. You're not gonna go back under it. You're building long-term discipline. It's opening trades that count. That's 1-day trade. Oh yeah, so if it's 1-day trade, if you buy 1,000 shares, if you buy 200 shares, sell half and hold the other half for the bigger move. But guys, this is the setups that I'm playing with size and with momentum. Let's go over ALZN while we're at it. Yeah, I'm not too sure about if you buy 100, sell 50. I mean, find out, but or Google it or something. I'm not too sure about that. $11.5. Yeah, that was Friday. Whew. No, that wasn't the day we played this. Hmm. There was another stock. Hold on, guys. You're welcome. Yeah, have a good one. I'll see you. I'll see you pre-market XX milk. Okay, I can't find the one, but that's fine. TTV Joker, I appreciate it. You guys have any questions too? I mean, I know, I appreciate you guys, Bofo, Deb, or everyone else who was answering guys' questions. Okay, guys, I want to go over Ocgen because, oh wait, I'm over here trying to pull my picture into the screen. Okay, let me look at your questions. I did ask that before I do that. Cool flash. How long is your opening range? Like this right here. Opening range, it's covered in the first 30 minutes from open to about 10 o'clock. Then it stops. Do I ever play Momo on large caps? No, I don't. But I did trade SAVA. That would you call that a large cap? I mean, it's an 80, 90 buck stock. The setup was there, so I did definitely play that. I remember Santa, he was like, man, you need to play these large caps. And all of a sudden, SAVA started ripping, and it had the perfect VPA, so I slapped it. Best thing I ever did that day. We talked about taking smaller profits now on your first sell. Is that 50% not compared? Yeah. Yeah, just like me. Okay, cool. Yeah. I used to do 75%. Yeah, it's 50-50 now. And that way I can average up and start getting a better average. Kind of trade with the core while the momentum's lasting. Because guys, like when you guys play, Or when did auction break out? Is a perfect example. 11.3. Here goes auction, right? Just for this move. Here goes a beautiful 1 minute flag. I know somebody else called it out too. But where this was setting up, again, makes all the perfect sense. In this situation, since this is fresh, it's not extended, it's not on the back side of the play, I will load this 1 minute flag right here. Because look at the VPA. This is setting up right here. Buyers are stepping up. Look at this low volume pullback right here. If you see this flag, you know, it went up with 165K, 285, 367, and it pulls back. But look, it pulls back, but has a bottom wick, guys. Has 100K in there. That means it's maybe if half of it was 50K of volume sell off, and this one right here is a little doji, low volume pullback, and we're looking for it to break 1680. And I believe this one had daily charts on it too, or hourly charts to break. So when you're playing something like this, you know, this stock is a little bit bigger, you know, so if you take profits right here, that's 50 cents. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you sold half right here and then bought the first 1 minute pullback to make new highs and actually break out of this now, you know, you're better off doing that. You're going to make more money, and you're going to get in the habit, because if this would have got stuffed right here, you kind of look like an idiot if you were up 58 cents, you know. So that's why I get into the habit of doing this. But since this is so fresh, this is where playing this 1 minute flag so early and where it's setting up is going to be money. And this is why we don't want everyone dump right here, because this pretty much, if you're looking at levels and breaking this down, it did not get stuffed right here. This is why I mean, I missed this, guys. But I did play half dollar, whole dollar breaks on this, you know, and that's something else you have to really be engaged with. Like if you're gonna play half dollar, whole dollar breaks, as soon as you enter your trade and it doesn't rip past that half dollar, whole dollar, you need to cut it, because if you're gonna hold it and it starts pulling back and you're like, damn, you know, it just doesn't make sense anymore. Like I don't recommend that too. Bad habits, but yeah, that's a perfect example of buying this 1 minute flag, locking in some gains here, and then averaging up, or even if you bought, you know, 1,000 shares, you sold 500, and then you held on to the other 500. And here goes a nice 1 minute tweezer top. Once this happens, it's okay to get out in this candle, because your entry is from here. So 1570s all the way to 1850s, like you almost made $2 right here. You're holding the rest until you see something like kind of like give you a sign like, oh shit, let me lock in my gains. Quick review for market and price levels. Okay, so yeah, price levels right here, where it's setting up, why it's setting up. I'm pretty sure auction had news that day too as well. How do you know shorts are covering? When you see big ass orders go through and the stock is just ripping, and it's kind of setting up until where like bears would want to short it, right? The biggest thing I want to tell you guys too is when I play pre-market, and I love being early, is a stock needs to make a move in order for the shorts or bears to get interested in. You know, if a stock just popped up a little bit right here, you know, they're not going to care of trying to short anything right here. Once a stock makes a move like this, and it makes sense, like if you look at the daily, like this has been a huge resistance for like 3 months, or the hourly, you know, whatever the case may be. But stocks need to make a move for the bears to want to short it, because it's like this stock just went up 6 points, or let's just say right here, 14. This stock went up 4 points, and now it potentially has that $4 range on the backside to pull back, you know. And even from right here, from 1880s, it pulled back all the way to 16 bucks. So it's pulled back $2, You know, that's the bears making money now. You know, my biggest mistake that I learned from, um, buying at the top, buying breakouts, not paying attention to the bigger picture of what's going around me. You know, is this stock setting up high day? Is it setting up to big resistance? FOMO chasing, right? When you see something ripping, getting in on up here is so risky. You know, if you're not prepared for what's going on, then rather waiting for perfect setups like this to happen. Oh, okay. Yeah, Ivan. Appreciate. Yeah. Okay, guys. Here goes a. I thought I had a picture. How do I find my stocks, guys? This is how I find my stocks. I just literally look at trade ideas. I look up the gappers. I want to see again if it has news. I look at when I look at the daily levels. I'm literally pulling this up. I usually click my charts and I do a quick skim of how much each day had in volume. Like, what's the average volume? And if it's pre-market and we're above average or we're halfway there, it's looking like abnormal volume, then I'm interested. Now, once that happens, where'd that go? Once that happened, guys, I'm looking at is it gapping? You know, did it have news? Whatever the case may be. That's how I find my stocks. I look at trade ideas, and then I have a momentum scanner that you guys can easily get. I have it on our Discord. It's pinned. We're all gonna need wear Charizard hats. Yeah, guys, I had to do this right for the culture. It only fits the theme, right? My Discord, my Twitter, stuff like that. Okay, what percentage of your single account would you risk on a single trade under PDT? So I'll be honest with you guys. I never really got into that habit because I always traded when I first started 100 shares, 200, 500, 1,000. And if you guys look at my active trader ladder right here, it's like this 500 right here is only there so I can scale increments of 500 if I want to. But I always had these increments. I never really looked at my whole account size. If you're looking just to trade off percentage, to me that's doesn't really make sense because just because I'm buying, say it's a $20,000 position, it doesn't mean I'm risking that whole hundred, that whole 20K, right? And I mean, unless it drops like 50 cents, but usually if you're risking 20K and you buy 1,000, say 1,000 shares is 20K, and you lose 50 cents on it, you're only losing 500 bucks. You're not losing 20K or 10,000. If you buy 20,000 shares and the stock's, I don't know, $1, you are buying 20,000 shares now. That's a little bit different. I know. I wouldn't recommend doing that if you're new, but if you lose 50 cents on that, yeah, you're losing 10 grand. That kind of sucks. I would probably get in the habit of scalping plays with certain size. That might be better than just full accounting stuff. I always pay attention to the stock and the price range, right? You know, um, say these candles are giving us $1.50, $2, then you gotta expect it. If it flushes, it can probably flush $1 or $2. So when I take my size, that's why I love playing the 5-minute flags, guys, because the risk is so minimal, and once it's pulling back, it's already pulled back enough to where you're not gonna get this huge flush where you're losing a lot of money. Could it happen? Yes. Um, that's why I'm really quick to, if I don't see it reverse on the 1 minute, I'm out. Yeah. So what percentage? I really don't know too much about that. I just trade with size and worked my way up doing that. How long did it take you to get really confident in the plays? Doing exactly what I'm going over right here. I've been doing playing these setups for over a year now, And every time the VPA matched up and the setup was setting up in an area that made sense for a bigger move, and I just do it over and over again. It's like you got to take pictures of your charts, of your trades, save them, and then you're going to start noticing that there's certain patterns with volume that keep happening over and over and over again. Yeah, you'll be able to guys watch everything. Mikey, when you have bids on the... Okay, yeah, Buffo, cool. Good question. So guys, I got bid filled on SAVA, right? And what I did was I literally put an order. I thought this level was going to pull back to, which would have been fine on the 5, right? Because it was so extended, it needed to pull back. But in reality, this is probably a 60% pullback, which is perfect. I actually got filled at the 8 right here. And I'll be honest with you, I took the trade, I cut it immediately, and then I re-added immediately. So I took a little loss, stupid tiny, and then I re-added. I did get filled on the bid right here, and when I get filled on the bid, I do want to start seeing it reverse because it happened multiple times already to me. That's when on Friday, if you guys heard me, I was like, all right, I'm gonna stay calm, collective. I know this is gonna work. Yeah, but if I ever get filled in the bid, I want to see it reverse because 9 times out of 10, if you're sending a bid and it's on one of those, like say this was high day, this pulled up, it pulled back, and you're trying to get filled and you do get filled, you'll see a lot of people buying that dip at once, and you'll see a pullback and a bounce. Do I sit out during corrections? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so what do you mean, actually? If it's the backside of the play, or once this made a move and it starts to get rejected, yeah, I don't play any of this at all. Do I play pre-market exactly the same? Sorry guys, I'm like catching up right here. I didn't know I can pause the chat. So yeah, I do play pre-market the same. Absolutely. I look for the same plays. I'm normally buying the ask because if that's the setup I'm playing, where do I average up? Okay. Perfect example. But this is, I didn't average up on this stock. I literally bought 15 shares and I just wrote it out. Let's say, let me just clear out this real quick. Trying to answer some people's questions. If I bought this 5-minute flag and it dipped down, I'm looking to average up right here. And what you're going to see is this right here happen. You know, you get this increasing volume at this level, which is the first 5-minute candle to make a new high. So if you started to add right here, say you bought 100 shares and you're looking for a bigger move, you can buy another 100 right here and look for the bigger move and potentially looking for a high day breakout. But if you bought this and you averaged up right here and you didn't, you know, as soon as it starts to pull back, and this made a 1-minute flag, so I probably would have held it, to be honest with you, and then look for a bigger move up. Once this failed, I would have just sold all 200. Fresh flags only for me in the future. Yeah, guys, I'm telling you, these flags will work out 98% of the time. Yeah, risk, BJT, yeah. The only thing that sucks is the way Warrior Trader does it is he's starting to add at those breakout levels. I love to get in way before that because the best thing about buying these dips on these flags is, one, if you bought this dip right here, right, and you're looking at this 5-minute setup and it doesn't work and it starts to get rejected, you can exit the trade and you still made $1, right? If you're waiting for the momentum to really shift and you're adding right here and it gets rejected right there, then you just took a loss, you know. If you're adding in on the 5-minute 8 EMA pullbacks, you know, you're getting yourself a better average that you can potentially average up to make more money with. Or just to cut it real quick and still make gains. So either way, it's a win-win in my opinion. Oh, Hannah, car. Okay, let's look up car real quick because I'll show you why. 11:12. Oh, too much. 11:2. Okay. When I played car, I did the same thing on this stock right here, but I did it on the 1. All right. When this thing opened up, it pulled back and it tapped the 1, and I just loaded it. I mean, I didn't load it. I only bought 500 shares, and it ripped. And the second time was right here. Look at this big move it made. You guys are going to start noticing this all the time. Look at the 5, look at the 8 EMA. I don't know what it is. It's like a magnet. If anybody missed this whole move, they're more than likely going to add right here for a potential bounce. And that's exactly what happened. And it happened actually 3 times, 4 times. It's insane. But that's how I played car. I played car right here. Once this thing unhalted, I added and got like the 302 average. That was just a crazy trade. When I'm playing pre-market, no. If I play pre-market, I'm buying whatever setup that's right in front of us right there. I don't hold stuff. I don't buy calls. I don't option trade, guys. I'm a scalper. I scalp stuff. Oh yeah, see you guys answering that. Yeah, guys, it's gonna be recorded, reposted. The momentum scanner. Let's see. Anybody reply? It's gonna be in the pin spot in Discord. So if I pull up Discord. Oh wait, hold on. If you guys pull up Discord, right? It's gonna be right here in this pin spot. You just click it. Anything that was pinned previously. Look at those Island Boys. Gotta love it. But yeah, it's right here. Pre-market scanners is right there. Good to go. I watch the active trader ladder more than anything. The only time I look at the other side or level 2 is when this kind of like disappears on me or something like that. Oh, it's almost 2 in the morning. I'm reading this. I'm like, damn. It's cool, guys. I didn't realize I was doing this for two hours. Guys, if I got a little distracted and I don't know, rambling about something, let me know. I hope this helped everyone. Okay. I did good. Cool. Appreciate the love, guys. You know, for anybody too, because I know a lot of people message me like, hey, like, I haven't found like a consistent way to make money or be profitable. Guys, if you do this and you stick to it, and you can, you know, make money on a few flag breakouts or potential flag breakouts, like you guys will become profitable and you'll build your confidence up. You won't play, you know, say, say you played this BBBY with me, you got a nice, you got a couple 1 minute flags, and you got a nice 5 minute flag. If you would have just played this, you don't have to worry about playing the backside, all this chop. Like, I don't understand any of this other than levels, taking a VWAP test, like from here to here, guys, especially like from right here to here, you know, like you don't have to trade any of this crap. I don't really like it. I don't even like, honestly, once this is done, I don't even care to look at anything until, maybe this flag right here would have been okay to try to take. But again, this is the backside of the move. And if you look at the volume, it's just decreasing incredibly, you know? It's just not the same as it was before, right? This is all backside to me. Boosted win rates. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. I really hope this helped. Been dying to do this. So what I'm going to be doing is Monday through Friday, I'm going to keep playing the same way I play, right? But I'm going to go over Monday through Friday's trades. That way it's fresh. That way I can actually have, you know, enough room on the 1 minute to go over it, and the 5 minute just goes back forever. I'm going to start going over everything. Yes, I will look at something again if I get a big ignition or igniting candle. Absolutely. Uncomplicating it. Yeah, guys, let me tell you something. It can be that easy, right? It really can. you know. Yeah, exactly what Bofo said, but it needs to be big, Momo. Especially after it already made a move. It has to be like crazy volume. That's what makes sense to replay it. Yeah. Don't play the chop. I don't like it. It doesn't make sense to me. Right? The volume starts to fade. There's really nothing behind it that's making me want to really play these plays. But yeah. All right, guys. I hope this. You guys any got more questions before I get off and get some sleep? Bofo. When I said that, great question. I like these. Yo, Bofo, man. What's up, dude? Yeah. When I see anything that's getting pumped or there's an alert on Twitter, you know, you're gonna see this nice pop. That's why, guys, it's so important. I know you guys heard this say this. It's so important to know what's going around. Other communities, the overall market, get familiar with why you see this big igniting bar, and then after that, you don't see shit. And if someone tweets it, who cares? If someone is pumping this somewhere else, who cares? Just acknowledge it, right? Know it's happening, and you don't have to trade it. You don't have to get FOMO. If you see a 1 minute flag, I think we tried, right? I'm pretty sure we tried to play 1 minute flags on things that were being alerted elsewhere. They don't really work out. It's not true momentum. That's why I love playing the main runners. I love playing with things that just have so much volume in it compared to the other things. Appreciate it, Tris. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I'm just going through the comments. I think we had like 250 people here show up. I'm pumped. That's awesome. Yeah, I can post my script on the 1 minute. It has a volume overlay on it. Hell yeah, Bofo. Appreciate it. Organic volume needs to have, or organic flag needs to have organic volume. Vice versa. Long on Mikey. Why are you so cool? Yeah, I appreciate you guys. But yeah, guys, this is it. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna get some sleep. I hope this helped. I hope this can show you guys why I play these flags, where I play them, why it matters. You know, why I really just try to play these. You know, I play 1 minute pullbacks. I play micro pullbacks. So guys, when I play those again, real quick, if I play a micro pullback or a 1 minute pullback, it has to be leading to a high day break or a half whole dollar break. That's the only time I play those. Other than that, I wait for a proper setup. Yeah, I try to get my military friends in. A few of them do, but honestly, I think they're sleeping on it. They don't. Hey guys, I hope this helped. You know, for everyone. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. I will see you guys tomorrow pre-market, and you know, let's get ready to kill this, guys. You know, when you guys see these setups, you know, it's a bullish setup, right? We get more bulls behind real organic plays. We're just gonna get a bigger move out of it. Like it makes sense. There's no pump. There's no, oh, you need to take this play. No, guys. I showed you guys the plays that we should take. And in my opinion, that makes sense. The risk is clear. There's no, oh, you need to play this. Like, no. It's here, guys. We get a bull army. Guys, we're going to squeeze out the shorts, you know? All the time, baby. All the time. But, alright, guys. Have a good one. Love everyone. I'll see you guys pre-market. Peace.